Welcome to The Explainer. So you've ever had that dream of launching your own on-demand service app, right? Maybe for cleaning or handyman work, whatever it is. You know the biggest question isn't what to build, but how to build it the smart way. Well, today we're going to dive into the blueprints that can save you a ton of cash and get your idea to market in like record time.
Okay, let's get real. We've all had that light bulb moment, haven't we? That dream app idea that you just know could be the next big thing. But then, reality hits. And the reality of turning that idea into a business, it's often this just tangled, super expensive, and really, really risky mess. But what if there was a better way? A shortcut?
So, to find that shortcut, here's the roadmap for today. We're going to start by talking about that development nightmare a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck in. Then, we'll pull back the curtain on the clone script shortcut. From there, we'll look at 2 really clear choices to get you started, then dive into 3 more custom-fit options. And to wrap it all up, we'll give you a super simple framework to make your final call. All right, first up, Section 1. Let's talk about the big problem, this development nightmare that, honestly, almost every single new tech entrepreneur runs headfirst into. And wow, this slide, it just lays out the core problem perfectly. I mean, look at these 2 paths. You can build from scratch, right? But you're looking at $50,000 plus and 6 to 12 months of your life with a really high risk of it all just failing. Or you can use a clone script, and suddenly the cost plummets to under 10 grand, the timeline shrinks to just a few weeks. And your risk? Way, way lower, because you're not reinventing the wheel. You're starting with something that already works.
Okay, so what exactly is this shortcut? I know, it sounds almost too good to be true, right? So let's break down what a clone script actually is.
You know, the best way to think about it is like this. A clone script is basically a pre-built foundation for your app. You're not starting with a blank piece of paper. It's a ready-to-go solution that has all the important stuff, booking, payments, a way to manage your service providers. It's all already built and tested. Your job is to come in, put your own brand on it, customize it, and hit launch.
And that right there, that's why this is such a game changer. It completely flips the script on the economics of starting your business. I mean, it's not just about saving a bunch of money. It's about speed, getting your app out there into the real world, in front of real customers, so much faster. You're not just gambling on some unproven concept. You're building on a business model that's already a proven winner.
Okay, that brings us to Section 3, and this is where you have to make your first big decision. We're going to look at 2 really clear choices out there, and each one is designed for a totally different kind of business, a different level of ambition.
So first up, we've got Zipper. And honestly, I think of this one as the perfect launch pad. If you're bootstrapping your business, you're on a super tight budget, or maybe you just want to test out an idea without, betting the farm, Zipper is pretty much built for you.
And just look at that number, $490. I mean, seriously, under $500. That's an insanely low barrier to entry. A price point like this means a sophisticated on-demand app is suddenly within reach for pretty much any serious entrepreneur out there.
So let's really break this down. The biggest pro here, you get full ownership of the source code. That means total control, which is huge. All the essential functions you need to launch are included, and check out those ratings, perfect scores. Now, what's the trade-off? It's pretty clear. This isn't built to scale to some massive enterprise-level operation right out of the box. But for just getting your idea off the ground quickly and affordably, yeah, it's a fantastic choice.
All right, now let's swing to the complete other end of the spectrum and talk about AppScript. If Zipper is your launchpad, then you should think of AppScript as the architectural blueprint for building a skyscraper. This is for businesses that already have funding in the bank and are planning for massive scale right from day one. And that starting price? Yeah, $8,000. That immediately tells you this is a whole different beast. This isn't just a simple purchase, it's a serious investment in your infrastructure. That $8,000 entry point is for a solution that's been architected from the ground up for long-term, large-scale growth.
So what do you actually get for that $8,000 investment? Well, the table tells the story. It's all about an architecture that's built to scale. We're talking expanding to new cities, maybe even new countries. These guys have a track record in really complex marketplaces. The cons? They're exactly what you'd expect, right? A higher cost, and it's going to take longer to get it all set up. So what you're really doing is trading that short-term speed and low cost for some serious long-term power and scalability.
Okay, but what if it doesn't really fit into a standard box? What if your secret sauce is some unique twist on the whole on-demand model? Well, that brings us to Section 4. the providers that specialize in truly custom-fit solutions.
Yeah, this is where companies like Illuminati Inc., Verboset Labs, and Hyperlocal Cloud really shine. Their whole thing is tailoring solutions. So if your competitive edge comes from a unique business rule or a really specific workflow, or maybe a laser focus on one local market, these are the folks you're going to want to talk to.
And right away, you'll notice a huge difference in how they handle pricing. There's no fixed number on a website. Instead, the cost is totally custom based on what your project actually needs. Now, the good news is you're not paying for a bunch of features you'll never use. The flip side, though, is that the final price tag really depends on just how big and unique your vision is.
Okay, this table is super important for figuring out which of these specialists is right for you. Let's walk through it. Say your business absolutely depends on custom rules and really flexible workflows, then you're probably looking at Illuminati Inc. But what if your top priority is having a real partner, someone with amazing client support to guide you? Then you'll want to check out Verboset Labs. And finally, if your entire business model is built around dominating a single city or region, Hyperlocal Cloud has that hyperlocal focus. So you see, the right choice here really boils down to your number one priority. Is it flexibility? Is it support? Or is it that local focus?
All right, we have covered a lot of ground. We've laid out the entire landscape, right from the super low-cost launch pads to the big scalable blueprints all the way to the custom-fit specialists. So we're at the final section, and it's the biggest question of all. How in the world do you choose the right one for your business?
Honestly, it all comes down to this really simple 3-step framework. You just have to ask yourself 3 questions. First, what's your budget? And be realistic about it. What can you really invest? Second, what's your plan for scale? Are we talking launching in one neighborhood, or are you dreaming about going nationwide? And third, and this one's key, what's your one must-have feature? The one thing your app absolutely cannot live without. Just answer those 3 questions, and I promise your choice is going to become crystal clear.
And here it is. This is the final cheat sheet, the ultimate takeaway. It matches your business profile directly to the perfect script. So look, if you are the bootstrap startup, Zipper is your ticket. It's the lowest cost and the fastest way to get a product out there. If you're the funded scale-up, you go with AppScript because its architecture is ready for that massive growth. And if you're the niche service innovator, then your answer lies with one of the specialists, Illuminate Inc., Verboset Labs, or Hyperlocal Cloud, because that's where you'll get the custom flexibility your unique model needs. So there you have it. The map is laid out, you've seen the options, and you have the framework to make your decision. You know that scary path from dream app to development nightmare? Forget about it. We've replaced it with a clear, strategic set of choices. Your blueprint is right there, waiting to be chosen. So the only real question left is, are you ready to build?